Claire McNeil reporting. Still to come on Border Life. We're in Dumfries and Galloway as Sandy continues his walk along the Annandale Way. Welcome back to Border Life. Over the last few weeks, Sandy McCracken has been taking us along the Annandale Way, a route that's suitable for all abilities and with plenty to see along the way. It's a walking path that follows the River Annan from its source in the hills above Moffat all the way to the Solway Firth.
Last time on our journey along the Annandale Way, we explored its eastern branch, which took us through dense woodland, past ancient castles, and into peaceful nature reserves. This time, we will tackle the western path. It's the more traditional route of the Annandale Way, and while it's a bit more challenging, it rewards walkers with some stunning views of our region. The western path takes us through the historic village of Lochmaben, most famous for its connection to the family of Robert the Bruce, whose statue stands proudly at the top of the High Street. The Annandale Way runs along the banks of Castle Loch, named so because of the now ruined castle on its southern shores, that was once a Bruce stronghold. Luckily, we now live in more peaceful times, where the old battlefields have become farmland. The Annandale Way takes us right past Mossburn, a farm with a difference.
So Asha, what do you do here at Mossburn Farm?
The main thing is to give animals a chance to live in an environment where they're looked for and cared for. So there's a wonderful lady called Juanita who started Mossburn, 30 years ago now. And what happened is, because they've got this wonderful land, people for various reasons were looking to rehome their animals. So it kind of organically grew and evolved into this wonderful community now that most people feel quite precious about.
What type of animals do you take here at Mossburn?
There isn't an animal that would be turned away. People will buy animals and not realise how much work is involved in looking after these animals, and particularly with some of the pigs, how big they get. And of course it's the cost, the vet bills, etc. So at Mossburn they won't turn an animal away, from a rabbit to a pony. We've even got 2 emus here, you know. So all animals are welcomed here and they're all treated so well. We're a family, we're one big family.
Are you looking forward to welcoming walkers who are going along the Annandale Way?
Absolutely. This is a community farm, and you know, we like to share what we're doing here with anybody who's got an interest. And one thing I will say, regardless, from a therapeutic point of view, there's so much research to say just being out in nature will raise our serotonin levels, which is what we call the happy hormone. So literally just being out with nature in itself is quite therapeutic. You know, you can go for a walk with the trees, you can spend some time with animals, and for most people it just makes them feel good, and that can't be a bad thing, can it?
Going uphill from Mossburn, we head into the Rammer Scales estate, overlooked by its fine Georgian mansion house. I'm taking a short diversion off the path to meet artist Minette Bell MacDonald. Working from her bespoke farmyard studio, the Art Hut, she creates vivid depictions of local landscapes.
What is it about landscapes that appeal to you?
Well, I've been really lucky. I've always lived in the countryside, and I just feel that my soul is in the countryside, is where my blood runs. And Dumfries and Galloway is an incredibly beautiful place, and it's got fantastic light, particularly in the winter where the light's very quick. You know, we're just so lucky to have this around us, and I feel painting it, you're sort of paying homage to the beauty of it. My paintings are quite ethereal. They don't have a huge amount of detail in them because I like just to capture the essence and the light and what is actually happening right in front of me. And also I like the fact that if people are looking at my paintings, that they can draw their own they can draw their own imagination into it.
Continuing along the river, we swap the art of painting for the art of distillation. On the Dormont estate, where Kit Carruthers is breathing new life into a former dairy farm through his craft rum.
So Kit, how did you become a rum maker?
Finished my PhD a few years ago, and I was struggling to find academic work that was related to my PhD. So I thought I'd set up my own business here on the family estate of Dormont. And I was quite taken with the whole craft brewing and craft distilling scene at that time. But I didn't want to do gin or whiskey. I wanted to do something a bit different and thought that rum might be quite a cool thing to do. Rum has certainly picked up in the last few years, and if you look at the growth of rum, it's pretty fast. So I was hoping to get in early to be able to kind of ride along with that as it picks up.
And what makes rum different from other spirits?
So what defines rum is that it has to be made from sugarcane. So it can't be made from a cereal or from vegetable or fruit. That means in the UK that it has to be imported, and usually it comes in as molasses. And I ferment the molasses to then distill that out into my rum.
Where you are here is right beside the Annandale Way. Will you hope that if more people walk along it, you might get more visitors?
Definitely, yeah. The Annandale Way comes right through the heart of Dormont Estate, which is where the distillery is, and so it comes directly past my front door, and if people want to pop in, say hello, maybe have a tour and a rum cocktail, then they're very welcome to.
200 metres high, the ridge of Almagill Hill is marked by a stone obelisk, which was placed here by locals to honour Joe Graham, a master of the foxhounds who had a great love of this land. He passed away in 1893 at the ripe old age of 80, and the monument was erected 3 years later.
What an amazing place for a monument. It's a spectacular viewpoint. And for us, it allows us to look back along the Annandale Way and see the road that we've covered, and look forward to what's to come, Annan and the Solway Firth. And that's where we'll explore next time.
Sandy on his travels and taking a well-earned rest. And that's it from Border Life for this week. We'll see you next time.